The fact of the matter is that 90% of people retain a message via video opposed to written word. You wouldn't even believe how many millions and tens of millions of dollars are being poured into this from all other venues. So I figured, why not I get part of that pie? If you're not taking care of your Google page, you're leaving money on the table, because Google basically smiles on people that are taking care of their profile. If they're adding pictures, they're adding videos, they're responding to their reviews, you're going to show up higher on the search bars, which will mean more customers.
If I created a website myself, trying to, cut down on expenditure, right? I don't want to spend $900, even $900. I wanted to get a domain name registered and get a hosting package from, online hosting sites, and I get it done with my acquired skills on web development. What could go wrong in that? This podcast is sponsored by Postal and Photo Express, your one-stop shop in Cary, North Carolina for postal service, corporate headshots, photography, and audio-visual needs. We are the top-rated store on Google for instant passport photo, fingerprinting, and shipping service from FedEx, UPS, USPS, and DHL. Visit our website, postalexpressnc.com, for more information. Hey, James, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, awesome. Now, I'd like to begin with, understanding you as a person. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about your business and what you are doing, so that we can, further deep dive into those.
Sure. So I'll give a little background on myself. I'm born and raised in New York. Been here in North Carolina for the last 2.5 years. I've worked in sales since I was in college. So I started out in a call center, then I went to the corporate side of that call center company, and then I went on to a couple of different companies. Some of them are selling online digital marketing platforms to help with restaurants and hotels, then to help sell accounting software for restaurants. Got out of the restaurant field, then went into selling just research. Industry research in particular, was there for a while. The way that this company kind of came to fruition was, got laid off from that job, as so many other people have in this country, unfortunately, and decided to pivot. I figured, let's think outside the box here. Let's see if I can start my own thing instead of going to another corporate sales job. How can I use my sales acumen, my sales skills, my, what I have already, and leverage it into my own thing? And that's when Visual Velocity was kind of born. I came across the national network. There's a number of people that do what I do across the country in different cities. Nobody was doing that in this area. So I figured this is a fantastic area to do that. People are constantly moving here from all over the world. And particularly from places like me, people from New York are constantly moving down here. So this is a great place to help local businesses. It's constantly growing. There's new businesses popping up everywhere. And I thought this is perfect. So got into it around June of this year. And I've really just taken to it. It comes natural to me. I enjoy it. And probably the biggest thing I enjoy about it the most is meeting people like you, other business people that are just trying to make a living and but need to know and understand about different ways to leverage their products, their image, their brand. And if I can help do that and also make some money at the end, I feel like across the nation, radio, print, unfortunately, for the most part, there isn't too much traction with that. When it comes to reading magazines or listening to radio ads, of course, people will, and they do. But outdoor digital media, what I'm in, it is a booming, growing network. Extremely, you wouldn't even believe how many millions and tens of millions of dollars are being poured into this from all other venues. So I figured, why not I get part of that pie? Because it's only going to be growing. And as we get, progress with technology and whatnot, more and more people are going to be paying attention to things like this, opposed to, like I said, radio, magazine, things they might get in the mail, right? The fact of the matter is that 90% of people retain a message via video opposed to written word. So think about that.
Sure.
90% of people why would I not want to get into this business and try and do something like that, where people are going to be captivated by something when they walk into a place? You know?
Another thing that I liked about you also is that you represent a generation. Like you said, you're 30 years old. You're not too old. You're not too young, but you do represent both sides of the world. For example,
Right.
You represent young people out there living and working, and whose inclination is more towards the technology, whereas you're also working with the businesses that may have had the establishment since last many years and probably decades as well, right? So you probably are the right person to bridge the gap between those. But what I would also like to understand from you is that from your point of view, where is today's market going, right? You said there is no traction. It used to be before in radio and television. Now people are more flocked in the social media. Is that going to stay there forever, or where do you see the young generation today is heading towards?
It's all going to be social media. It's all going to be online. Kids these days, and even my generation, we're on our phones constantly. So TikTok is huge. Instagram is huge, that I've seen. Those are the two main spots where young people are consuming their information. They're just scrolling constantly, and advertisements are constantly popping up whenever I go on Instagram. I'm on there every day. And that's really where it's at. I think TV will always be a plus. YouTube is also huge. There is tons of advertising on YouTube. I'm on YouTube almost every day, just looking up random videos. I mean, you can find anything on there. And also now YouTube has these YouTube Shorts, which I'm sure you know, because our attention spans are getting smaller and smaller. So we constantly have to put little bite-sized pieces of information to get in front of people, and it's working. It's working. If you are not able to get your message across in a couple of seconds, they're going to skip your video and go on to something else.
Right.
So that's where it is going. That's
exactly what is, bringing me down to a perception that we are currently being bombarded with ton of information.
It's an information overload.
Are we ready to handle all those information? We used to read a newspaper that would require about, 2 to 5 minutes of time to read an article. Now you don't have time for that. You scroll through social media, and in the first 5 seconds, right? If you have something interesting that is presented there, within the 5 seconds, you watch it, you consume that information. If not, you can come on in, sir. Yeah. If not, then we continue to other information. But that is also contributing towards compiling unnecessary, unneeded information. How do you see, as a business, person right now, because you're in that business, you come from that background, and you're developing your business, you are expanding your business in the digital world. Do you see that as a problematic behavior, or do you see that as something that the world is leading towards?
I think it's the latter. I think it's just the way the world is going. My opinion on that is it's complicated, right? Because I do believe that we are in an age of information overload. I do believe it is a reason why a lot of young people might act out. They might be very distracted. There's this epidemic now where kids are just constantly distracted. They're constantly on their phones. It's kind of addicting, but like anything, when used in the right hands, in the right capacity, it is an extremely powerful and positive tool. There are so many ways that, even with your podcast right now, you can get the word out there about important things that we otherwise would not have been able to do 20 years ago, 15 years ago, right? So I think overall it's a positive thing. But that's just with anything that I think. Anything can be abused. If you do it too much, and it can lead to negative things. I'm trying to, put a positive spin on things. That's why I'm mainly trying to promote local businesses. I'm not just, there's a lot of other companies out there that have TVs out there that post, funny videos, or for lack of a better word, stupid videos that keep people entertained. What I'm trying to do is trying to promote the local community in any way. Also provide, fun facts, health facts. If you look on my TVs, there's not just advertisements. It's, the weather, it's sports facts, it's health facts, it's trivia. These are things that stimulate your brain, right? That's what I want to promote. I think we are getting a lot of stuff out there that is melting our brains, for lack of a better word. And that's not what I'm looking to do. So that's, hopefully that answers the question.
Awesome. You did. Now, I would like to move towards your company now.
Yeah.
Visual Velocity Media. What are your services? What all do you do? Do you work by yourself? Do you have a team? And what all the services do you offer to businesses and individuals like me?
Yeah. So it's pretty much just me as far as on the sales front. I did just hire a very good friend of mine who's going to help me out with sales. But I'm pretty much the face of the company and what we do. I partnered with my father, so he helped out on the back end side of things. But I'm really boots on the ground, selling, doing everything. Our services are very robust. We're a full-fledged digital marketing company. So the advertising
List those out. Let's list those
Sure.
out. What services do you offer?
So we help with Google Business Profile Management, social media management, aka, basically Meta, Facebook, Instagram. We could help with YouTube videos and advertisements as well. Could help with promoting, getting advertisement on like a Fire Stick or whatnot. There's advertisements on there, or local TV. We can also help with podcast audio. So pretty much what I tell people is, if you think it, we can do it. I have a great team that is external for me that helps me with this, obviously. The bread and butter of what we do is going to be the online digital billboards and advertising within the community over here in Raleigh and the surrounding suburbs. But we can help out with any kind of online presence, website development, for instance. I mean, you name it.
Talking about Google Business Profile, if I am able to create a Google Business Profile myself and then manage it, why would I need you?
Well, it's a great question. A lot of small businesses like yourself, they take care of that themselves. It's more so for maybe a medium size or company, or maybe a little bit larger, or maybe somebody just doesn't have the time to do that. Some people get a lot of reviews and they feel overwhelmed because you really want to respond to all your reviews online, negative and positive. It really just does wonders for your business. To see if I go online and I look at a business, particularly maybe a restaurant, and I see that the owner is responding, first of all, I'm going to be less inclined to write something nasty. Second of all, I'm going to be more inclined to go there because it seems like, oh, this guy actually cares about his business. But to answer your question, it's really, it really depends. Some people I can't force them. If they're like, well, I do it myself. Great. Do you think you still have the time and the capacity to dedicate to this? Yes, I do. Okay, have a nice day. If they say, oh, well, it's kind of a pain, let me take that off your hands. Let me do that for you. And we do just more than just answer reviews. You can post things on Google. Also, photos are important as well. Sometimes people have problems with Google because they're a small business and you can't get in contact with them. But a company like myself has, we're a marketing company, so we can reach out to Google and we can get in contact with them and add photos and whatnot faster and more efficiently than, Joe Schmo can, right? So that's kind of what the selling point is for that. It's extremely invaluable. If you're not taking care of your Google page, you're leaving money on the table because Google basically smiles on people that are taking care of their profile. If they're adding pictures or adding videos or responding to their reviews, you're going to show up higher on the search bars, which will mean more customers.
Sure. I'd like to go back to what you just said, right? You said responding to Google reviews is one of the most important tasks in order to keep your business profile healthy and, more bringing in more visibility to the customers, right? Somebody like a business owner who has just started a business, who does not have a lot of reviews, for example, few reviews at the most, how would they grow into getting more reviews more positive feedback so they can get listed more on the front of the search engine? Is that something called like search engine optimization, where that is different?
SEO, it all ties in together.
How can a business come on top, or at the upper level of the search results?
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, first and foremost, advertising with Google, of course. But if you want to maybe get around that a little bit, like I said, those things help boost your profile. The way to get reviews, I've seen a lot of business owners get creative with it. If you're, I would have it on my front desk, no matter what kind of restaurant you are. At the point of purchase, have a flyer that says review us on Google, and you'll receive some kind of coupon or incentive, right? So constantly incentivizing your customers to write reviews and go online, or even just give them 5 stars. Anything at all, incentivize your customers, constantly do that. One way that I can do that with my ads is you can put that on your ad saying, go on Google, review our business, mention this ad, mention this company, and we'll give you, ABC, right? So there's a lot of ways to get creative. You can add it on your website, a platform, you can add your reviews, and a way to do that from there and make it really, really easy. But those are some easy, free ways to get your well, not free because you might offer some coupons, but you know what I mean. Inexpensive, really easy ways to get people to go to your profile and get reviews. It is paramount because whenever I am looking at a new place to go do business with or whatnot, I always look at their reviews. If I see some place that has 800 reviews, 8.8 stars, I'm going to be blown away by that. I'll be like, oh, wow, this must be a great business. And whereas, if somebody has 10 reviews and they're still good, but only 10 reviews, so there's not much of a diverse pocket.
Not many interactions, not many.
It's almost like if you go on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Christmas season is upon us, right? I'm buying stuff for
family
Amazon
members. The reviews on Amazon, it's a different beast.
That's a different beast,
But
you know what I mean? If you see a large amount of reviews, that's 4.5 stars, and there's 20,000 reviews, and this other product has same amount of stars, but a quarter of that, you'll be more inclined to go buy that product because you figure, well, more people reviewed it and gave it the same score, must be good. So
let's talk about website. Right. In these days where people are more into social media, their social media profiles, and they're constantly looking into videos, what is the importance of a website? Why do I need a website? Why do I even need it in today's day? Explain it to me.
It's a great question. I get that asked a lot. People ask me, why do I need a website? They'll just go to my Google reviews. They'll go to my Facebook, my Instagram, etc. That's all fine and dandy, but your website is kind of like your home. It's your literally your domain, and it is your brand, right? So if I don't know who you are, and I just come across your business and I might want to use your services, most people, believe it or not, they're still going to go to your website. They're going to go to your Google, obviously, and then they'll click on your website, and they want to see, okay, what are your services? What do you do? Who are you? If you don't have that, in general, then again, there's so much competition out there. Right. Why would I want to go to you, right? There's so many other people out there that might do what you do, that have a nicer website. It's more of an aesthetic thing, right? It's a visual thing. If I go on your website and I see that it looks nice, it looks picturesque, or it's just easy to understand and digest, again, human beings, we're going to be more inclined to stay on that website longer and purchase that product or do business with that person.
Get information about
just a logical thing.
It's just like creating an identity first, right? Yeah, having your identity. Who are you? Yeah. And what do you do? Where do you operate? And basically your biography. The company that you own, the services that you provide. This is all what we do. The picture of that is a website. Yeah. Can I create a website myself? And if I can, just with the online tools that are available today, why would I create that? Why would I not create that and hire a professional like you?
Well, the answer is yes. Anybody and their mother can go create a website if you really want to. You can go on a place like WordPress or Squarespace. They're relatively easy to do, but I will say, from experience, and this is the honest truth, when I had to make my website, I tried doing it myself because I figured I'm young, I could figure this out. This is not that hard. It's not easy. It's not that easy. Yes, you can do it. You can make a very, very basic looking website, but I was like, you know what? It's not going to look great. Sure, I can do it, but let me try and get some help. Let me try and get somebody to do it. So thankfully, being in the business that I am, I have connections. I have people that know what they're doing, and I'm learning more and more about it and having people help me out with it. So that's why people hire people to do websites, because they don't have the time for it. It takes way too much time. Also, if they want to change things on their website, it's a pain. So it is just it's a necessary thing. People understand that they need it, which is why they'll hire somebody like me to go out and revamp their website. We do it in a short amount of time, and we do a fantastic job for a very nominal rate. There's a lot of other companies out there that do websites, right? Tons of people do that. But the perk about me is that I'm local. I'm a real face. So people can trust me and know that I'm going to get the job done. And we do it in a very efficient manner. So people are happy with the results and happy with the service because, I do what I say I'm going to do. It's not that much money. And, I'm a real human. In case they have a problem with it, they can always reach out to me and I can troubleshoot it for them. So, long story short, websites, super important. It's your identity. Yes, you can do it, but you probably don't want to do it. So let me do it.
Awesome. I like that pitch. How much does it cost to build a website that is functioning and running at the bare minimum?
Sure.
And how much could it go up to on the higher end?
So for a very basic website, we can probably crank it out for $900, and again, it's a one-time fee. We charge a monthly fee for maintenance if you choose. Of course, you can maintain your website by yourself, but it'll be about $75 a month, and that's it. To go up as far as the scale for websites, we've built out websites $2,000 and above. So you might ask, well, what's the difference? The difference is, how many pages the website is, how complex it is, how many layers there are. If you're including online ordering, or e-commerce to your website, that will add some cost as well. But it's pretty simple, just a little sliding scale like that. And it's great because we can make it as customizable as possible. Some people just say, hey, give me a nice, clean, simple website. Great, $900. Oh, I want to do this. I got an e-commerce, blah, blah, blah. Okay, $2,000, right? Or somewhere in the middle, right? But it really depends on what they want and what they're doing.
Okay. What could go wrong in a website if I created a website myself, trying to, cut down on expenditure, right? I don't want to spend $900, even $900. I wanted to get a domain name registered and get a hosting package from, online hosting sites, and I get it done with my acquired skills on web development. What could go wrong in that?
What can go wrong is you can pay for things that you don't need.
Such as?
Just like these website hosting sites, they charge a lot of add-ons for added security measures or added, features or plugins for the website and whatnot, or collaborations, connections with other sites that a lot of people don't really need. There's a lot of companies out there that do this as well. So it can be daunting to figure out even just what site you want for your domain. So that's one thing. I was talking to, a couple that owns a company recently, and they're like, yeah, we just signed up for this website and we bought all the add-ons. We took a look at it. We're like, you don't even need half of these. And you're just wasting money. Secondly, what can go wrong is a lot of times you think you're adding stuff to your website, but you're actually not. It's not saving or it's not going live. There's just little nuances with these website things that it's just a little complex for the everyday person. So, something like crazy things that can go wrong, but it's just, again, it can be really, really annoying, really, really tedious. So again, let us take care of it. You have a million other things that you have to take care of. You have to take care of your website, but you're trying to get customers, you're trying to make sales, you're trying to keep the roof over your head. let us take care of this for you.
Awesome. Now, we've talked about Google profile, business profile. We've talked about the website. Now I'd like to move on to the social media profiles and social media post and managing social media content for a business or even for an individual, right? Let's begin with, what is a social media profile and why would I need it?
So a social media profile would be like a Facebook or Instagram page, or perhaps a YouTube page with your brand on it. You're going to want to include, just a quick blurbs about what you do, and what you want to do with social media is you're looking to keep your current clients engaged, and also gain new followers and new customers. That is the bottom line base of it. You want to make posts on your Instagram or on your Facebook, whether it be showcasing the work that you've done for other clients, whether you want to talk about testimonials, showcase videos of the work that you've done. It's really just kind of a gallery. That's what I kind of think about it, and just a way for you to engage with your current clientele, let new people that come across your profile see the work that you've done, and hopefully that will help sell your product, assuming that it's good work. So that's kind of the really basic short of it, of what a social media profile would be, and what a post would be like for a small business or a business in general. I think it's absolutely necessary because there's so many people that are going on these sites every single day that you need it. If you're not on there, you are leaving money on the table. I'm still developing my pages. I'm still relatively new, but I look to feature my host partners and feature some of the advertisements we've done, and the websites we've created. So as I grow and build, when you go on my Instagram page, you'll see a full body of work, and also information about myself as well, to let people know, hey, this is what Visual Velocity is, this is what we do, this is what we stand for, and this is what you should expect if you work with us.
That would bring me to a question where I would say, I wonder, some of the post gets really, really high attention, high visibility, whereas some of the posts, they don't, right?
Yeah.
What makes a post go up and people see it more, comment it more, like it more, and get to know your business more, versus what would go, what would a post, why would a post do not get as visibility as the others?
Well, it really comes down to the almighty dollar. Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising is also huge revenue stream for those companies, and it is sometimes it is necessary if you really, really want to make a push on these sites, because like you said, there are so many posts being made and so many things get lost in the shuffle, is where you're going to have to advertise to help boost your profile, help boost.
But they do cost a lot. Boosting a page, boosting and
it's not cheap. It is. But again, people pay it because they know that it will work, right? Same thing with Google advertising. Google advertising is not cheap, but for the people that can afford it and can do it, or even if they want to take a chance, for the most part, you are going to see results from it. Obviously with advertising, there's no real guarantee, but you are able to see clicks, impressions, and those are ways to monitor ROI in a sense, right? But sometimes that is something that is necessary and has to be done, especially if you're a newer business, perhaps you want to get your name out there. But another way that is you don't have to pay for advertising is, once again, just word of mouth, going around the community, talking to people and saying, hey, go follow my Instagram page, go like this, go like my recent post, right? You're constantly trying to sell yourself, sell your brand, and get people to your social media. That's another great way to do that. So that's what it comes down to with business. It comes down to sales. How well can you sell your brand and yourself, right? Because we're in a capitalistic market here. There's tons of people that are trying to do what we're trying to do. So how do you stand out? You have to constantly be engaging with your clientele at all times. So it's tricky. It's very tricky. There's no secret sauce as far as getting posts, amounts of likes. Sometimes you just go viral. You make a really funny video, and if you use a certain hashtag or whatever, people find it and they think it's funny and think it's great or entertaining. That's another thing that you can do to get creative with your posts as well.
So it's all trial and error. But is there is there a way that I do, I get a lot of visibility in terms of a like, subscribe, or even comments in my social media post without paying a penny to those big giant companies?
Yeah, it's tough, but utilizing the hashtag is important. That way people can search it and find it. Keeping your profile public, that way people can find it all over the place, and that just helps with the search engine optimization, right? By utilizing those hashtags, you're putting that out there, and should help you find some traction. Not always, but that is just one avenue that you can utilize that is free.
Sure.
And it's really just about getting your name out there in as many places as possible. So you don't necessarily have to do anything fancy on Instagram to get traffic to your Instagram. If you're promoting it on your YouTube, you're promoting it on digital billboards, you're promoting it on TV, you're passing flyers around the neighborhood or talking to your friends and family about it constantly. That will create a buzz and hopefully draw traffic your way. But there's other ways to accomplish this. My sister has a blog, a healthy eating blog on Instagram that she grew from the ground up, and it was tough sledding getting a lot of followers because there's a lot of people that do recipes and whatnot. So she was able to get partnerships with certain brands. That was able to help boost her a little bit and get her some more credibility. So there's a lot of different ways. My main advice is to just, think outside the box and be creative. There are so many ways to get your name out there and get your product recognized. You have to just use your brain and think outside the box and use every avenue available to you because there's so much out there.
Sure. One final question before we move on to the final question, talking about your business and, a little bit more about the service that you provide in terms of the television installation and the network of it, right? What I'd like to ask you is it a good idea to have as many social media presence, right? Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Reels, TikTok, and Twitter, you name it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Is it a great idea to have as many social media profiles as possible, or is it a great idea to have certain amount of those, but invest more time in creating a good quality content for those? What would be your preference?
Yeah. I guess your question is, is less more or is more more, right? I think it kind of depends on the business.
Okay.
Right? Like if I'm thinking about a interior design company, right? They'd probably want to have a YouTube channel. So that way they can showcase videos of the work that they've done before and after, right? That way people can, blow it up, big screen, because Instagram is just, mobile for the most part, right?
Right.
If you have maybe a different kind of business, like a restaurant, for instance, the typical channels like Facebook, Instagram will be fine along with the website. Something that's more informative, like a podcast, you definitely want to be on Twitter or X, right? Because you are getting, little blurbs and information and packets and links of information out there. So my answer is it really depends on the business. I don't think you need to have every single avenue, because you're not going to use all of them to their capacity. So a business like mine, I think Facebook and Instagram is more than enough. Because I'm a marketing company, I'm a visual company, and people are going to be constantly on their phones, on their desktops, going on their Facebook, going on Instagram. So I want to be able to captivate people with reels, with posts. That should be enough for a company like mine. Some people might disagree with that, but I think that, you kind of find the platform that will work best for your product and try and maximize that. But also don't pigeonhole yourself. Don't just have a Facebook. Don't just have an Instagram. I think you want to have at least two. But But sometimes more is more. Sometimes companies, it does benefit to have an X account, to have a YouTube account, to have a TikTok, whatever it may be. If you have the capacity to do it and you think you have enough content, then knock yourself out. But
Sure.
you also don't want to oversaturate and overextend yourself.
Agree very much. James, we're almost at the end of the conversation. And I'd like to provide this opportunity to you to explain more about your Visual Velocity Media network of televisions in the Cary, Raleigh area.
Yeah.
Can you explain more? What do you provide to the businesses? What do you provide to the individuals that are looking to expand their services in terms of advertisements?
Yeah. So this is my favorite part because I'm so excited about my business and what I do. I think it really, really works. So essentially what I've done is taken the concept of the outdoor billboards, the big ones that you see on the highways. I've taken that concept and brought it inside to places like this in the form of a 50, 60 plus inch TV screen that allows small businesses to tell their own story in the form of a 15 to 30 second commercial. I create the content, but it's really whatever the individual wants to promote about their brand. Mm-hmm. Now, for a host partner is essentially you're allowing me to bring a TV into your business and advertise for not only you, but for other local businesses as well. You would get 5 places outside in the community on my network where I would put your brand as well. So again, it'll be a 15-second ad, and it could be whatever you'd like. The ad plays a minimum of 1,500 times per location per month.
Cool.
So you think about that, that's 7,500 times your ad is playing per month, just getting eyeballs on there and drawing traffic your way. And I am charging just a very small amount per month to do that. So when you think about it from a host standpoint, you're essentially getting free advertising, I tell people, because the advertisements that I make for you guys, is worth money, right? The inside ad that's 30 seconds is $1,500 is worth. The outside one is worth about $1,000. And also give you those little vertical ads that are able to promote certain things about your business that people might not know about. So those are worth $50 a piece. So I'm basically adding $2,500 plus to your marketing budget without doing a single thing. So it's really a true partnership. Again, I just charge a small fee. And then as far as people want to advertise on my screens, that is another inexpensive way because there are so many other places out there where you can advertise. And we talked about it. Instagram, Facebook, Google, it is a lot of money. The average small business owner doesn't have thousands of dollars to drop every month to promote their business. This is an inexpensive way to do that and get involved with the community and get your name and your brand out there. This is really just a true branding tool for people around here that want to get their name out there and get the word out there. Again, you can kind of see I don't just have advertisements on there. It's quotes, it's the weather, it's a bunch of engaging content.
Ton of information that could be very helpful. For the customers.
But it's not an overload as well.
It is not. It is not. I agree with that. Thank you, James. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you coming over to our studio and explaining your services as well as providing guidance on how to maintain your social media profiles, Google business profiles. Why do I need to create a website and things as such? I really appreciate your time and your willingness to talk with us. I hope you have a great success in your business venture.
I appreciate it.
And, hopefully, pretty soon, once you grow, a lot, we'll have another round of conversation talking about your success stories.
That would be fun. That would be fun to have a before and after and see hopefully how this has really grown. So
Absolutely.
I would definitely welcome that.
Absolutely. Thank you.